Hey guys, welcome to Codenamed Epics Off Topic. We're your hosts, Kirby Kid.
Black Superman.
And today we're talking about AVX Round 6. Pretty interesting this week.
Interesting, yes. And Scott Summers, still a failure. But he's done some interesting stuff this week.
Yeah, like curing famine. Looks like they're pretty much ending war. They're destroying all the stockpiles of weapons, which seems like it may be a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I guess in the short, for someone who's as short-sighted as Cyclops is, especially right now, and thinking that he's got complete control of the Phoenix Force, getting rid of all the world's nukes and weapons and so on, it seems like a great idea. The Shi'ar, the Skrull, the Kree are all sitting out there. The Shi'ar actually know what the Phoenix is. They'll still come out there and attack you.
Exactly.
So, this is a bad idea.
He's got a lot of guts right now because he has all the power and he doesn't need the visor anymore. He feels he's got some sort of control. But what you find out for yourself. There's gonna be some spoilers after this point. So look right here for the 2 codes, so you can go to Marvel.com and get the digital version of the comic. Then come back and join us, and then you can share in our frustrations.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
There are some things that I don't know why they happen. Charles Xavier's back.
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Guess not.
Utopia's there, and
Magneto didn't get the Phoenix.
which is weird, but makes sense.
Scott is taunting a little girl. I mean, he taunts a little
Yeah,
girl.
that was a little messed up, man. That was
He's like, "You're my granddaughter. You want the Phoenix, don't you? You want it. You want it. Here it is, right here. No, you can't have it."
right.
He really did it. He
and
did
like
it.
his whole life since he met Hope was about giving her the Phoenix, and now he's not giving it to her. That seems like I think the Phoenix has really gone to his head.
No, the Phoenix has definitely gone to his head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, he's basically becoming right now everything that he's hated his entire life. I mean, he's getting ready to go wipe out the Avengers because they disagree with him.
Right. Now, I mean, they did kind of make matters worse by going in there and attacking, but
They didn't attack. They dumped in. Well, they blew up the building,
And they
but they
attacked-
just grabbed a little girl and left.
well, they kind of hit some of the kids.
Okay, 1 or 2.
Thor baby shook a child. That was pretty funny, but
They're superpowered kids, though.
yeah. And I did enjoy when Thor was talking to Scott. He's like, "Move, boy, or I shall tear open the sky." Like, that was pretty epic.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a jaded point of view when it comes to children in these situations because Batman's got little boys who are just little boys, and they're jumping off buildings and getting shot at.
Yeah.
These are kids with powers,
Right.
Actual powers. These are, bullets aren't going to hurt them. I don't really see them as defenseless.
Right. And, for the Avengers, they're kind of in a tight spot because they know the Phoenix Force never, ever ends well for Earth. But to most people, it looks like the Phoenix Five, which is what they're called, are doing really good for the world. I mean, it's kind of like a forced, creepy, I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm not being killed kind of sense of security.
Yeah, like Alexander the Great.
Sort of, yeah. Sort of
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm being really nice about it, but I'm kind of conquering the world.
Right. And it's kind of like the story in Spider-Man Ends of the Earth, where Doc Ock seems to be curing, global warming, but then ends up killing. This time I think it'll be like that, except instead of purposely killing the Earth, I think the Phoenix will just explode.
Yeah, because, the one thing about the Phoenix is the Phoenix always wants more.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, Professor X actually kind of alludes to it. He's like, "Do you think this is going to be enough?" And Scott's like, "No, it's not enough."
Yeah. And he even hopes, like, it wants to burn brighter. It wants
Yeah.
to do more stuff. And you've already done everything you wanted, so everything after this point is something that you probably wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, and everything about it now, as everything begins to escalate, yes, they've got Phoenix powers and they're getting ready to go try to kill the Avengers. Well, when they go kill the Avengers, then, the governments of the world aren't going to take it. They're going to have to go kill them. Well, then, the people are going to rise up. Then they're going to have to kill them. It never stops.
Or, after the Avengers fall, everyone would just cower and agree.
Neither one of those is a good idea.
Right. But it's not a good idea, but if the X-Men just destroyed every weapon out there, you really don't have anything to stop them with.
So that basically makes Scott Summers the Antichrist.
Yes. Scott Summers, Antichrist. He's finally reached that level of suck.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But now, we see Scarlet Witch. She's back.
She's hot.
Yeah, and she was able to stop Scott, which is not a big feat, but he has the Phoenix Force, which means she kind of stopped the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, but you know what? He's really actually the only person you haven't seen do anything with it.
He shot a laser out of his eye.
Yeah, he could do that before.
He hit though.
That's true.
He hit.
He hit what he was shooting at.
I think the Phoenix had auto aim for him.
Without, Captain America just standing there and taking it. Otherwise, he pretty much misses everything.
Yeah. And now they don't have uniforms anymore. They just kind of will stuff and then it covers them.
and you know what? They're beginning to turn some of the X-Men detractors towards them now. Like people are beginning to actually look at them and say, well, I mean, you're curing famine, you're getting rid of war. You're not really doing bad things.
Right. And T'Challa is whipped.
Yeah, he is.
He's like, look, the X-Men didn't come in and give us the ultimatum. They were just helping us out, and I'm not going to go with you guys. Pretty much saying, Storm is not happy with me.
Well, I mean, once again, you may as well then say Latveria is free. Because Dr. Doom gives his people everything. You just have to cower and do exactly what Doom says.
I would like to see what Doom is doing right now, because Doom cannot accept this.
Doom is probably sitting back trying to figure out how to take these powers.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if him and Tony Stark got together and came up with a weapon, because they both hate not being the best one out there.
That would be really bad, though. You know how many times Tony Stark has been double-crossed by Doom?
Every time.
And he keeps working with him. So,
because you kind of have to. I mean,
he really does kind of.
If you want the world to keep spinning, sometimes you gotta work with Dr. Doom.
Yeah, who deigns to come down to your level for a moment, help you out, and then leave.
But that moment's really helpful.
Until he steals whatever power it is he was trying to get.
Right, or screws you over like he just did the Banner.
Yeah,
but Scott Summers. Everyone has Phoenix powers now.
See, I love X-Men. I love X-Men.
Don't know why.
Love X-Men. But Scott Summers is their leader. Magneto is some kind of cowering wimp right now. I mean, it's just
kind of like a doorman.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, he's like leading people around, showing them how to get to. He's showing people how to get to Scott Summers. Not sitting on a throne telling them to bring them to him.
Right.
He's showing people how to get to Scott Summers. This is a problem for me.
I think Magneto could take Phoenix and hand Cyclops. I really do. Even with all the telekinesis and all that stuff that they all have now.
I would like to believe that. But I'm realistic enough to believe that, he would get a couple of shots in. Because, it's still Scott Summers. But he would have to lose.
I believe Utopia is probably made of metal.
I believe Scott Summers has iron floating around in his blood that he can be focused into something that would kill him by going through his brain.
There we go. Of course, then the Phoenix would not be happy. And then it would send its Jugger Colossus at it.
Or it would go to Hope, which... Actually, I think it's probably avoiding Hope by this point because Hope actually knows what's going on and
I think it realizes if it goes to Hope, it'll be used for regular purposes like fighting villains. If it stays with idiot Scott Summers, it gets to do whatever it wants.
And it really is doing whatever it wants.
Yeah. I mean, is the Phoenix good? Like, what does it want to do?
The Phoenix doesn't really want anything. It just wants to feel. It's like the Phoenix basically just seeks out a vessel strong enough to hold it. And then gets in there and says, okay, go buck wild with my powers.
I really would like to see Hulk get the Phoenix Force.
Never happened.
No, see, last time I joked about Jugger Colossus getting the Phoenix Force, and I was right. I said it, and it happened. So Marvel, I'm telling you, Hulk with the Phoenix Force, full control.
Never happened.
Merge it with Devil Hulk. Give him Mjolnir, the Infinity Gauntlet, the Runa Sidorak. Just give him everything. Just give it all that stuff. Because at this point, you're kind of just giving out everything to everybody for no reason. So
yeah, and one of the things about Marvel that I always loved that you kind of didn't have the problem with, Superman constantly losing his powers to somebody. People are getting crossed over or whatever. Their powers are always moving off to someone else, and then they have to get them back. You didn't used to have that problem with Marvel. Now everybody's had everyone's powers. Everyone's been Iron Man at least once.
Everyone's was a spider.
Yeah.
In Spider Island. There's even a Hulk spider. So
Yeah, so it's gotten really convoluted. The only thing that well, no, I was about to say the only thing that hasn't happened is there's more Hulks, but there are Red Hulks running around.
Yeah, that's happening.
You know, the Colossus is the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut is a sort of different kind of Juggernaut.
Yeah. But you know what? One thing I want to learn about in AVX is at the end of AVX round 5, they all got the Phoenix powers, and then it was like a few months later. How did they just not fight? Because you had a Red Hulk up there. They don't stop fighting easily.
I think maybe that at this point, because everyone knows that the world is a much better place when Captain America is making decisions. Captain America has probably said, you know what, we're really outclassed right now. Don't do anything. Because it really does seem like, I mean, the beginning of the season, he's just getting intel. He's just like, okay, whatever happens, just tell me what happened with the Phoenixes.
Yeah, that's true. Like when, Jugger Colossus showed up, he said, all right, did you see any weak points? Blah, blah. Not, did you try to fight him? He's like, just tell me the weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Did he screw up? Did
right.
he the villains talk to him, and then
that's how scary
Jugger
Colossus Phoenix is. He stepped in and they talked it out.
Zax is really more of just an elemental than anything else. I mean, he just kind of shows up, feeds on electricity, and then goes away. And it sat down and talked with Jugger Colossus, who must be scary as heck, because Zax fights the Hulk.
Yeah. I mean, he probably saw that. He was like, look, dude, let's talk
What do you
out.
want?
I don't even want to be here right now. I feel really uncomfortable. You're really uber powerful, so let's just talk it out. And he probably couldn't even hit Zax.
He's made of metal. He actually probably could have absorbed him and done whatever he wanted to.
Then he would have been Jugger Colossus Phoenix Zax.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. So that's how we feel about APX Round 6. You can hear the longer version on Krypton Radio, Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Join us.
And share in our misery. So, I've been Kirby Keith.
Black Superman.
Thanks for watching, guys.